Ari, Wani,
Yeah?
explain the meaning of differentiation and what are the techniques of differentiation?
The meaning of differentiation is mathematical process to finding a derivative of a function. Its measure is instantaneous rate of change of variables viewed with respect to another.
And the technique of differentiation, we have 5, which is basic rule, product rule, quotient rule, chain rule, and the last one is implicit differentiation. So let's go move on to question 2.
Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Arisa from AS120-2H. Right now I'm going to teach question 2. As you guys can see, this is question 2, differentiation. So the first question is about product rule. How do I know product rule? Is because it has two variables, which is this and this one. So the first step is we have to figure out which one is U and V. In alphabet, you of course know that U first, then V, right? So this is U and this is V, as you guys can see. And then for product rule, it has the state formula that we use this formula V U prime plus U V prime. So the first one that I do is I do U prime first. So this ln square root x. So if you differentiate the ln and square root x, you will get this 1 per x square root, because this is square root, you have to like 1 per 2. We put like this. For ln, the differentiate for ln is 1 per the numbers, so the variables. So that's why I use this 1 per x, 1 per 2, and times with this. You have to do Tupperware method as my lecture said. This, as you guys know, that this is 1 per 2, right? So the 1 per 2 times with times in front of the variables, and 1 per 2 minus with 1, and that's why we get this. So we put the negative 1 per 2 below the 1 per 2. I do the times this both, and then we get this. I do V prime with this is sec. Sec differentiate is secant and tangent. Secant x, tangent x. So this is how it looks like when I differentiate the secant. And then you have to do Tupperware method for this one too. You have 4. So one already done. So we do the second one. The second one is this one. So if it's exponent, you are going to differentiate with yourself. So this is how it looks like. And then the third one is this cos. This sine x, when it's differentiate, it will turns to cos x. The x, when we differentiate, it's just 1. So this is the final answer that we simplify this in the product rule formula, which is this one. And we substitute the answer from V, this V and U prime, U and V prime, this long. And that exponent sign plus 2 per with 2x, and plus with ln square root x. The sec, and you just follow this all and just put it here. And you got the final answer for question 2A. So this is question 2B. For question 2B, as you guys can see, this is quotient rule. We use quotient rule because it has per, okay, so we have to recognize which is U and V. So of course the upper one is U and the lower one is V. So the first thing first we have to do is the differentiate U and V, U prime and V prime. So for U, like this, 3 plus 2 got 6, and 3 minus 2 got 2, and this is the answer. 1, if you differentiate, it will become 0, so I don't put it here. So tangent 3x, if you differentiate, Tapi method. So we have to do this first and this first, and this is second. So that's why we got 3. So as a result, we got negative 3 sec squared and 3x. So this is quotient rule. Quotient rule is VU prime minus UV prime per V squared. This is 1 negative tangent 3x, and from the substitute, and you simplify the answers, you calculate the answers, and this 6x2 from this one, and 6x2 minus 6x10 3x, and this, so that's why it's plus, and this 3 times 2, get this one, and don't forget this one and this one, and this is just copy. You don't cancel out this one because it's plus and minus, so gone. So only this, okay, 6x3 and the whole thing, and you can factorize it. So this is how it looks like when we factorize 6x squared and 1 negative tangent 3x and x, that because this has x3, so when we factorize it, you have to put x, so that's when we factorize it will become 6x cubed. So this is the final answer for question 2b.
So now this is my turn to explain about question 3. So now the question said that we need to find dy dx using implicit differentiation, which is some of the technique for differentiation. So first we need to divide one by one in this full equation. So we divide it by, this is one equation, two equation, and third equation. So first we need to differentiate first equation, which is exponent 3x squared. So how to differentiate exponent? It's become, when we differentiate exponent, it's become itself. So just copy. So it's become exponent 3x squared times 2. This is we can use Tapi method. So first Tupperware and second Tupperware. We already differentiate exponent. So now we differentiate this one. So how to differentiate? We can differentiate like usual. 2 times 3 becomes 6, and x power of 2 minus 1 is become 1, but power of 1 we don't put as the added equation. So the final answer for differentiate first equation is 6x exponent 3x squared. So settle for first equation. So we move on to second equation. So for second equation, if you look at here, this relationship is time, so we can use product rule. Product rule also the technique for differentiation. So how to do product rule? So first we need to identify what is the formula for product rule. So this is the formula for product rule: vu prime plus uv prime. So next we need to identify what is v, what is u prime, what is u, and what is v prime. So we can list like this. So this is u and this is v. So u prime is we need to differentiate u, and v prime is we need to differentiate v. So how to differentiate u? We can just differentiate like usual. We can put 2 here and 2 minus 1, so become 2x. 2 minus y is become 1, but power of 1 we don't put. So settle for differentiate and find 2y. Okay, sorry. So next, after we find u prime, we need to find v prime. So how to differentiate cos to y? We can use Tapi method. So first Tupperware and second Tupperware. So for first Tupperware, cos to y. So how to differentiate cos? It become negative sign. So negative sign to y. Settle for first Tupperware. So this one for second Tupperware is 2y. Taking note that if we differentiate y, it's become dy over dx. So this y is become 2 dy dx over here. So the final v prime is this one, negative 2 sine 2y dy over dx. This 2 we put in front. Okay, so next we can put all this u, v, u prime and v prime into this formula. So that's why it's become like this. Okay, now when it become like this, we can simplify again like this. So we can expand, so it become 2x cos 2y, and expand x squared come to here. So it's become negative 2x squared sine 2y, and don't forget the dy over dx because we have differentiate the y here. Okay, so settle. So this is the equation for second equation from the question. So next we move on to equation 3, which is ln x squared. So we can use Tapi method, but we also can use log. We can put 2 here. So it's become 2 ln x. But I prefer to do Tapi method lah. So first we can draw Tupperware first. So first Tupperware and second Tupperware. So like this. If we differentiate ln x squared, it's become 1 over x squared like this. Next, second Tupperware is x squared. So 2 put here, 2 minus 1. So that's why it's become 2x. So the x we can simplify, so cancel x here, cancel x here, so it's become 2 over x. So settle for differentiate the equation 3. So we have first equation, second equation, and third equation. So now we just arrange like this formula, like question given. So this is the final arrangement after we differentiate all the equation given. So next, the question say that we need to find dy over dx. So it's just one dy dx in the left side, and the others we can put into the right side. So 6x exponent, this relationship is positive. We moving to the back, it's become negative. Same like this, positive moving to the back, it's become negative. So that's why it's become negative right here. And negative 2x squared sine 2y dy dx, the relationship between this is time. So times, when we moving to back, it's become divide or over by. So the final arrangement is like this. So we can arrange all this equation in the right side, and we just leave dy dx on the right side because we want to find it. So next, we can also after we arrangement, then we need to simplify. So we can simplify all this by divided by negative 2, or we can also factorize. So it's become 2 minus 2 right here, but I don't want to put, I just want to cancel out. So I just want to divide all this by negative 2 to cancel this one. Okay, so 2 divided by negative 2 is become negative 1, negative 6, negative 6 divided by negative 2 is become positive 3, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is become 1, but 1 we don't put here. Okay, so this is the final answer for question 3 after simplify.
Okay, for the last question is about linear approximation. So for this question, we have to refer to this formula, which is fx equal to fx null plus f prime of x null multiplied with f prime of x minus x null. So first, we have to identify the x. Usually, the x is the same number, which is 63.198, this one. Then, the x null, we have to refer to this x and make it an integer number, which is 64. So next, we have to minus x minus x null, and then we get negative 0.02. The second step, we have to refer to this equation and replace the number with x. And for fx null, we replace it with x null number, which is 64, and insert the equation in the calculator, and then we get the answer. Next, from this equation, I make it look more easier for us to differentiate. For example, like square root of 4, I make it to the fraction number. So now it's easier for us to differentiate. So I get this one. After we differentiate, we replace the x number with 64 from here. Then insert this equation to the calculator and get the answer. So the last step, we refer back to this formula and then just replace it. So for fx null, we got this one, plus f prime of x null, we got this one, and x minus x null, which is this, and then we just put in the calculator and get the answer. That's all from me. Bye!